Most people can identify an anime or manga art style just by looking at the way the eyes or the hair are drawn. But what about the clothes? Can people correctly identify art styles based on the cloth folds and wrinkles? In some cases, they should, because some artists actually put a good amount of effort into creating their own stylized way of drawing clothes. Here's a test. Look at these 9 images of regular t-shirts being drawn in different styles and comment your guesses on which letter comes from which manga. When I see tutorials on how to draw folds, it's always about drawing them realistically rather than drawing them in your own unique way. But it's easy to find videos about the different styles of drawing eyes or hair. This leads me to believe that stylized folds are an overlooked part of developing an art style, and it's unfortunate because they add so much personality and seasoning to the style on their own. The same way I've seen hair or eyes be drawn in a certain way and thought, that looks cool. Now, I've seen folds that give me the same reaction. They can amplify the appeal of a character design. I've always been somewhat aware of the stylized folds, but I only started to notice just how many styles there were and how they impacted the art when I made my style breakdown videos. All of this has inspired me to start experimenting with more unique folds in my own manga. Now, I'll reveal the answers. A is Naruto. Like I said in my videos on the style, the folds have bouncy, rounded lines that make the cloth look thick. The outline is simple and the inlines are even more simple. It's a low detail style overall. The focus of the folds are on the arms and the waist. B is JoJo. The references I used were from my part 3 video. It doesn't look completely accurate because JoJo also has super stylized bodies that look like bionicles, but I factored that out to focus on the folds. They look very random with abstract outlines and various lines and hooks for inlines. The folds are everywhere, sometimes sharp, sometimes round. It has medium to high detail. C is Sakamoto Days. This has high detail. The clothes are so wrinkled that they almost look wet, but it looks cool. The outlines are very round and frequent, while thin inlines have many lines and hooks. The clothes are packed with inlines representing folds. D is Yu-Gi-Oh! The outlines are almost always sharp. The inlines are always straight lines or V's. The folds are located on the shoulders, elbows, and waist. The detail is between low and medium, but the sharpness makes it really stand out. E is Trigun. The detail is medium to high. Like Yu-Gi-Oh!, the folds are sharp, but they can also be round. The outlines and inlines are complex. The inlines mostly have lines, rarely any hooks in the shapes of U's or V's. The areas they occupy are the upper arm and the lower torso. F is One Piece. The outlines are round when they appear. Oda doesn't go crazy with the folds in the manga, but for the color pages and covers, he does. But they seem like they're added in the coloring phase, so they don't always show up in the outline. The inlines are like popping veins in the shapes of I's, Y's, and X's. The lines are curved and focused on the upper arms and lower torso, like Trigun. G is Yu Yu Hakusho, specifically Chapter Black. The folds are very detailed on the upper arms but have low detail on the torso. The outlines are simple and a little sharp, while the inlines are frantic and condensed. The lower torso has longer, sweeping inlines. H is Bleach. Similar to Yu-Gi-Oh!, the outlines are sharp while the inlines can be either. The torso is empty, leaving the folds on the shoulder and elbow. The style is low detail, but it stands out due to the repeating ideas. There's this whistle shape that is often used and it looks distinct. Then there's the regular single tube, both of which I covered in the Bleach style video. I is catenaccio. The outlines have long wavy lines that switch between sharp and curved. They somewhat follow the muscles, especially in the arms. The inlines have hooks and lines. The outline has folds all over, but the inlines are focused on the armpit, elbows, and waist. The folds have medium to high details. In conclusion, stylizing your folds can add more of a punch to your art style and make it stand out. Just like with eyes and hair, you start with realism and then break the rules to fit your vision. None of the styles I covered are perfectly realistic. They're either over or under detailed, but they still look good.